Get yourself a Ninja 250R. So here we are on a Ninja 250R, 2009. Question of the day is it fast enough for the highway? Well, you tell me. One thing about the Ninja 250R, the power kind of dies out a little bit before a red line. You don't want to go really close to a red line on a Ninja 250R. I think they're designed to keep people from revving it too high because it's a low power bike. So the tendency is to just be high RPMs all day long. But if you know that you're not getting any real extra power going all the way up the red line, then you're not going to do it. But then again, that's something a more advanced rider would know. I don't know if a newbie is going to know that. So I don't know how beneficial that is. But again, I'm making assumptions here. I don't know the reasoning behind the power curve on the Ninja 250R. It could be technological or it could be intentional. But regardless, I'm on the highway on a Ninja 250R. What's the problem? What is the problem? I need more power on the highway. I wouldn't want to be on a 250 on the highway, man. That would be scary. Oh, I'm really scared right now. I'm terrified. Oh, man. I can't keep up with all these cars. They're going so fast. Yeah, that's why I'm passing all these cars on this quote-unquote slow bike. Again, the only slow, when you're talking about a Ninja 250R, the only slow is compared to your friends. There's an egotistical slow. You know, your friends are gonna probably make fun of you unless you hang out with mature type of people, mature type of crowd. But if you hang around the typical people that are attracted to bikes a lot of times, unfortunately you get a lot of people that are just like, oh, it's so cool, bikes are cool. And you know what? Sure, I was attracted to that as well, but I go a lot further than just, oh, it's so cool, it's so cool. I take it very seriously. Spent a lot of time studying and learning about motorcycles. Started out with really old bikes. The beauty of old bikes is they break down. Well, why would you want to buy a bike that breaks down? Well, the bike breaks down, and if you're like me and you don't want to go to some stupid mechanic to have him rip you off or who knows what he's doing, I mean, you know, the bikes have to work. This is your life. The wheel falls off or something, you know, it's not going to be very pretty. So, you know, I'd rather trust myself than some other guy. So, start with old bikes that break down. You got to do a lot of tinkering, fixing it. And when you're doing your tinkering, you end up learning about the bike. You know, you'll learn how to fix things. And then when you go on a long distance trip and your bike breaks down and the closest bike shop is really far away, at least you know your way around. You can figure things out and maybe get yourself up and running, like I've done many times on my first bikes that were really old. But I digress. Question of the day is this bike fast enough for the highway? Well, I think you figured the answer to that question already. But just in case you haven't.
You're watching Your Fast Life, and this is 650E. Stay tuned to Your Fast Life motorcycle channel for an awesome review on this 2015 Yamaha R1M. My good buddy Carlyle from Your Fast Life had an opportunity to ride this bike for an extended period of time, and I think you're going to enjoy everything he has to say about this motorcycle. He's a seasoned veteran. He knows bikes like the back of his hand. He does a great job at reviewing motorcycles, going to motorcycle events. He's the ultimate motorcycle enthusiast. So how great was it for him to ride this bike? Find out. Your motorcycle, Your Fast Life, 650E, everything you need.
Yes, your overtaking is not going to be dramatic like on a super sport bike. But I'm still overtaking on the highway, and this highway is a pretty fast highway. It's a 65 mile per hour highway. These guys are moving pretty fast. These guys are moving over 80 miles per hour. and I'm able to overtake them safely, no problem. But you know what? Some of you guys that are wondering if the bike is more powerful enough, you are caught up in the ego thing. And if you are potentially looking for excuses to get a faster bike. So you're gonna tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself just to go and get that 1000cc starter bike and go crash the thing. And okay, you can start on a 1000cc bike and not crash. Yes, you can. You can also drive in a car for 5 years without a seatbelt and not die. You can also drive a car without insurance for 5 years and have it not be an issue. But is it a good idea? Probably not. Problem with getting a big bike to start on, just like having a car without insurance, situations arise. So let me get from behind this car carrier. You don't want to be behind anybody that's carrying anything but passengers. Because if their payload falling on you, this mic is really slipping around when I talk. Kind of sucks, but anyway. The problem is, if nothing happens while you're riding your 1000cc bike as your first bike, then you're good to go. Nothing to worry about. You'll survive. And you can brag and say, I started a 1000cc bike and nothing happened to me. Oh, sweet. You want a prize? Or as they like to say on the internet now, cool story, bro. Yeah, okay. A lot of people do a lot of stupid things and they survive. That doesn't mean it's not stupid. The only problem with starting on a 1000cc bike and a 600 series bike, super sport bike, not the 600 super sport, the race bikes. It's not about the 600 cc's. It's about the aggression of the bike, like a race bike. All right, super sports. The problem with those bikes is, let's say for example, I'm on a 1000cc bike right now. I'm a noob, and this is how people crash. Right? I'm on a 1000cc bike and I'm just cruising along on a straight, nothing's happening, and I'm just like, man, I did the right thing. I'm just being respectful of the throttle. That's what people like to say. I'll respect the throttle. Yeah, I'm respecting the throttle right now, and I'm good to go, man. Look at me, I'm on the 1000cc bike, I'm cruising along. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, because you're human, you're not perfect, you might miss something. You miss something and you see that there's an obstacle on the road in front of you that if you run over it, it's going to be a problem. And then you look down at your speedometer and you realize you're doing 110 miles per hour. You had no idea you were going that fast, because you're you're smart enough to know that at those speeds you can't really do much. You know, you don't have the skill to, brake and swerve and stuff like that. But you thought you were respecting the throttle, but you're on a super sport bike. You're just cruising a straight line, not doing anything. It's going to feel really comfortable and relaxed and like you're actually respecting the throttle and blah, blah, blah. But in fact, you're going 110 miles per hour and you don't have the skill to maneuver at that speed. So now all of a sudden, you try to swerve out of the way of this thing. You don't know how to counter steer. You've got bad body positioning. And all of a sudden, it's like the bike won't turn because you got the centrifugal force of the wheel spinning. The bike doesn't want to turn. You've got to know how to turn it, especially at those speeds. Much easier at slow speeds than at high speeds, right? And then that's where it's like the stories of, I had to layer down, because you didn't know how to turn the bike at that speed and you didn't realize you were going that fast. And in a split second, all of a sudden, whoa, what the hell is happening? Unfortunately, some guys go through that situation and never learn from it. They still are clueless about the whole thing. It's like, dude, man, you're not ready for a super sport bike.
My personal opinion on the subject is that there is not one bike that would fit for everybody. There's not one beginner bike, there's not one bike for everybody.
Look at this. Look at my knee, all grinded down. How did that happen? Do you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle? Well, I want to show you how, and I've got a series on this channel, CRPT, Carlyle's Picks rider training series where I'm going to show you how to ride a motorcycle, and it's going to be fun, easy, fast, and it's going to be unlike any other video series that you've seen on how to ride a motorcycle. So definitely subscribe to Carlyle's Picks and Your Fast Life, and stay tuned for more.
Hey buddy, I think your mouse is broken. Click on this red button to test it out. That's what I do.
We've been on the run, driving in the sun, looking out for #1. California, here we come, right back where we started from.